From Gardening Barefoot Tina. This is the shed that I was working on. Remember, I was just chucking out, having a big declutter. And so now I've got room. So I've put these tools on either side, this side and this side. And I've put a shelf on that side and a shelf. Fertilizers. And so I'm just heading over to fill up some water bottles, and I'll show you what I do to boil it to make it safe to drink. You can see a lot of bees coming here. This is my lemon tree, and I have in the background there's the lime. The orange tree is starting to get some flowers on it as well. And the blood orange. I can't believe it. The first year I've really got quite a few little flowers on there. So yeah, happy about that. Just turn it around and have a little walk through. Can I get through here? I don't know. I've got so much stuff. Like I said, I'm Swedish death cleaning, and it's a process of elimination, and it's ruthless. Pretty ruthless, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's really difficult. It's taking me years to do this, not just days, weeks. It's exhausting. But the shed, that was a really good thing. I really enjoyed doing the shed. It was an oblique day, and I decided to get it stuck into it before summer comes, because it's going to be really awful. And then I've got some cupboards that I'm going to empty out as well. Well, one cupboard in particular, and that's going to be emptied out into the shed, I'm hoping. So coming over here to the rain tank and collecting my water. Now I've got timers on my water, and I've got 2 taps here, so that one goes down to my vegetable garden and one goes, I can use it here for filling up pots and things. And it also goes into these buckets, which, I can water things very quickly with an old saucepan that really is not good for much at all. So anyway, I just pop these in there, undo the lids, get them ready. Okay. Yes, I have thongs on. I'm not barefoot this morning because it's cold. And I just did my toenails, so I'm just trying to keep them out of the dirt while they dry, which is, something I need to do. And yes, I know I'm using plastic, but it doesn't stay in the plastic for very long. I really need a couple of good containers, so that I can do this more regularly, or get a pump. But the pumps are, expensive. Then you've got to come and turn them on, and then you've got to use them. And I have had a water pump like this one over here. I have had a water pump catch on fire. I left it on, and for some reason it decided to overheat and catch on fire. So lucky I was home, and the birds were all crying out and screaming and squawking and making a really loud noise. So I went out to and so you can just turn these ones off, that main one, so nothing's coming out, and then this one will slowly go back to 0 by itself. So yeah, the birds were all screaming and everything. What's going on? Rotate device. And I went out to check what it was, and I could smell this plasticky smell of some sorts. And yeah, it was on fire, and it was like, oh my gosh. So I ran down and turned the power off. That's the first thing you do when you have an electrical fire. And then I what did I do that? See, this is the cupboard I want to replace. This one here. It's full of stuff and it needs to go. And it's broken. The bottom's fallen out of it. It's been there for 10 years. And it's just, you know, I think I picked it up for $15 or something. And it really needs to be dismantled and thrown away. So, yeah. Divine in me, divine in you. All right. So we're back here. This is some of the things the kids did and I've been doing. A bit of art here, different things in this area. In my yoga station, actually this is my exercise part, and but it's turned into like the art space. All right, so back in here, it's a bit dark. Might have to turn a light on or something. Can you see me? I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, so you can see me a little bit. I don't know where my stand is. I haven't thought about the stand. So the next thing I do is, gosh, can you see anything? Or do I need to put you in a stand? No, I might have to hold you generically with the hand, not the stand. So this is the filter. So I've got filter in there. I tip this water into there and I let it filter. It's got this one's got a really good filter in it, and it takes out some of the nasties, and then I pour that into the kettle. Okay, I usually try to get a whole jug, and then I just start boiling it. Now, this is a part I want to show you that I was told by the people at the government water space, where I rang up to ask them, how do I boil my water so that I can drink it and it's safe enough to drink without testing it. And I wanted to test it, actually. That's what I was ringing for. Where can I go and get my water tested? And there's a place in Brisbane where I can go and get it tested, but you have to take it down. It has to be like a 24-hour thing. You have to contain the water. You have to keep the water cool by putting ice packs around it. You have to either travel down to Brisbane or courier it down to Brisbane, and then they will test it. The Unity Water up here will test your water, but it's mainly your tap water, you know, if you're having a problem with your tap water, which I have. Yes, my workspace is a mess. Don't start sending me all things saying, what are you doing in there? Oh, well, you can, I don't know. So then this goes on a rolling boil, and when it comes out, I use it for cups of tea. I get my teapot and I make a nice pot of tea, and that gives me about two and a half cups. And then when it's cool, I transfer it into this jug, because I broke my other jug. This one's I think it's my mum's jug, and so I have that one, and hopefully I won't break that one by pouring boiling water into it and then thinking I'm going to bust it and then it busts, because I think that's what happens. If you don't think you're going to do something, it's usually good. All right, and so that's what I do, and then these two will go into my cupboard alongside the other one, which is down here. Can you see that? I don't know. It's a bit messy in there, isn't it? Okay. They can go in there. There's already one here, so I don't need them all out. I'm just washing up all this stuff here, so don't look at it and go, what is going on there? I'm in the middle of washing up. So, well, I'm not in the middle of washing up, actually. I'm not even at the beginning of washing up. I'm actually not even going to wash up. Well, am I going to wash up? Maybe later. I just want to make a bit of a mess first, because I need to get these beautiful lemons and oranges that my brother and his wife gave me, Karen. if you're out there watching, your beautiful lemons. I want to juice them today. Oh, they smell beautiful. And the oranges. And I made some beautiful orange cakes with that, and they turned out to be absolutely beautiful. And yeah, so then what I do is I'm just going to run through here, run through the house. Let's have a look. Where am I? Where's my things? I have to show you my face while I'm running through the house because I don't want to show you my house. I'm just running through. Okay, so I'm just getting a timer. Sorry, it's about my big mouth showing up on the screen. Okay, I'm just getting the timer, and yeah, because my place is pretty crazy at the moment. It's got stuff everywhere. Okay, so it's just about on the boil. So see, it's just starting to boil. So I lift up the lid, right? Now I haven't, and then I start my timer. Okay, and my timer will be for 2 minutes. And usually I walk away and I do other things. Like I have a paintbrush here that belongs outside. I might go and put that outside in the paintbrush section. Yeah, all the lovely paintbrushes. Oh, and my coconut, which I must crack. And I'm going to use the fibre for fire making because that's how I roll. No, actually, I did a fire making workshop with Kyara, and I went and broke the stick, and so I had to go and harvest the right type of indigenous stick, and that took a bit because there was a lot of mucking around, you know, walking through grass that was up to here to get it. And finally I got some sticks, so I got a coconut so that I can actually use the fibre and yeah, start to do some of that fire making, which will be really, really good. So the other thing is, yeah, with the painting, I'm just trying to get some things happening here. This is the Gayatri mantra, and I'm just learning this at the moment. I'm really enjoying it with my hang drum. Om Bru Avasvaha Tatsu Vetuva Eniyam Bhago Devasya Dimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayam Om Bru Avasvaha Tatsavituva Eniyam Bhago Devasya Dimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayam. Yeah, so that's one of the most powerful mantras in the world. It's just so beautiful. How are we going for time? I've overdone it. It's 2.5. Okay, so I just push that down and then it will flick off by itself because it gets to a certain degree, like 100 degrees, and then it will want to switch off. So I lift the lid up and that way it will continue to boil. Or you can get a pot and do it on the stove, and that will work just as well. Or you can do it on a fire, you know, build yourself a fire, which I'm thinking about doing today. I've got a lot of paper to burn and some sticks and bits and pieces from around the yard, so I think I might burn them as well and go out there because, you know, it's an overcast day, which is really, really good to burn because there's been slight rainfall, which means if any of the little ambers go, it'll be actually quite wet, and it won't catch a light. It will just diffuse. So, yeah. So anyway, so then the water, being that you've had a rolling boil for 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes. So it's been on a rolling boil. It should be fine to drink. Sometimes there's like for E. coli especially, it will kill E. coli. This is what the fellow was telling me, so I'm hoping it was, basically the truth. And I imagine it was. And then you can drink this. There's sometimes one or two other type of bacterial things in it, and or you could have a type of algae in your water already, which, if you go and get them tested, you can find out what's actually in your tanks and in your water first, and then you can decide whether you want to drink it. So that's just a little update on drinking water. And you can also put in some what's it called? Milton's, like the baby sanitizer for, your bottles. When you sanitize babies' bottles and you sanitize things, you can also use that in your tanks. But, then you have to work out your scale of how much water to how much Milton to put in. But it does get rid of and kill a lot of bacteria. So that's good. Most bacteria, actually. So, yeah, but if you've got algae, it's not going to kill the algae, unfortunately. Well, it might kill it, but you've still got that. It's still tainted with the algae. You've got to clean your tanks out, etc., etc. Anyway, that's another story. I have had that, and I've had to empty that tank out, which I did onto the garden. But luckily, my pipes are really low in the tanks, so as the water's coming out, it's just letting that black algae out, and then you can put some Miltons in or some sort of sterilizer to actually kill all the bacteria. Okay. If you don't agree with that, if I've said something that's not right, please comment, because I would love to hear more, because I'm really only just looking into my water, my drinking water. I don't like the town water. I can't drink the tap water. It has fluoride in it. The fluoride gives me headaches. And I'm slightly allergic to it. I grew up in a little town called Redcliffe, and they didn't have any fluoride when I grew up. And then later on in my life, probably about 15 years ago, they put fluoride in the water, and a lot of people were just getting headaches. They were feeling sick. They were really, their heads were going fuzzy. And I went to the doctor because I went away for a long weekend out into the bush, like I do, and I realised that I was actually quite well while I was out in the bush, because I was drinking rainwater, tank water. I was just enjoying that sort of thing, and I didn't have fuzzy heads, I didn't have headaches, and I'm like, that's interesting. So I came home and I started drinking the tap water again. And yeah, the headaches started coming back. I started feeling sick again, nauseous in the tummy and fuzzy in the head. Couldn't think, where's my keys, where's everything? Although that just happens naturally, doesn't it, after you get to a certain age. But anyway, so that's when I decided, this isn't good. So I put in another tank where I used to live. So I had two tanks there, one for the garden and one for garden and drinking. And I got the, the food grade tanks. Cost a bit extra, but well worth it. And then the same thing here. I've got the tanks. I can do this rolling boil, which I've just found out, because I was boiling it and I just didn't know how long. And that's why I rang up the professional people and just asked them, what do I do? How do I make this work? What's the best way of getting drinkable water into my house without killing myself? Okay, so so the shed. I think there's more things in the shed that can go. I got rid of a few things, and actually a lot of things. I'm really, really proud of myself. I did a really good job. But when you look at other areas in my life, in my house, not so easy to get rid of. So I have to go down, take a deep breath, do some really connecting to, my earth spirit, and saying, hey, if you die, because this is what Swedish death cleaning is all about. If you die, you don't want your family having to come here and toss out all this crap. But I do use a lot of it. So my art supplies, bits and pieces. But then there's a lot of things that I just I look at, they're there every year. I don't touch them. They're just sitting there. And I think, yeah, they're the things that I need to give away to people who might use them. And that way they have another life. They have an extended life other than my pitiful life that they're not getting used in. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so far it's only been 15 years that I've been doing this. So I imagine, another 5 years I might have it down pat. And I really would like to get it down to that if I was to move into like a unit, a 2-bedroom unit, that I could, maybe 3-bedroom, I don't know, but with somewhere that I can have an art room, a sewing room, and a room that is going to be good for, my artistic side, which I do have. So I like to do the art and I like to sew, and I like to make music and things like that. So I don't know if I need a music room. I mean, this place is superb, but if I ever have to downsize, which may happen in the future, that's what I intend to get rid of as much stuff so that if I do move, which eventually, of course I will. Who knows how old I'll be? Don't know. But I will actually then be able to take what I have kept and move it successfully into a smaller place without having to have a mad panic that I've got to get rid of stuff. What will I get rid of? Because I will have already gotten rid of what I know I don't want or don't need. Whereas I think sometimes, when people sell or they move, they get to the point where they sort of think, oh, it's the last minute thing, and they chuck out everything and then they move and they think, oh, what happened to that? Why, where is that? So that's what I'm actually, trying to, I'm trying to help myself to not throw away things that I really love. So yeah, and that's Swedish death cleaning. So it's all about going through your things and being kind to your family or whoever has to go through your stuff and chuck it out. And they'll probably just get a skip bin and just, put it out the front and just chuck stuff. But yeah, I do have a lot of things that, maybe some of the family want. I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. So what was happening was, I think I might have told you before, I was downstairs rummaging through things, chucking, boxing up for, the salvos and the, for places that they can be forwarded on to. And I was on the phone to my sister and I'm chatting away and we're chatting away for ages, probably a couple of hours or something. And then she said, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm getting rid of all this stuff, so that you guys don't have to go through it. If I die, you'll you won't have to see all this crap. And she said, oh, that's called Swedish death cleaning. And I said, oh, Swedish death cleaning. I love that. It's got a name. What I'm doing. So, because I've tried other things, I've tried minimizing, I've tried decluttering, I've done the Maria Konda, thing where, I've got to hold it and let it go, which I was doing a long time before she wrote the book. And I thought to myself, yeah, I do that already. I need something more ruthless. And I think Swedish death cleaning is quite ruthless. It's what I need. It's a thing where I just have to go through things and just go, I'm not using it. It has to go. Someone else will use this, someone else will use it. But I keep thinking to myself, I will use that in the future. I can see myself using that, or I can, I think I need that thing. And it's like, I haven't touched it in 8 years or 10 years or whatever it is. It's just been sitting in the cupboard looking there, but it's a thing I look at. And because I look at it, does it have purpose in my life? Does it hold value for my soul? I'm not sure. Everything does. And so this is what I'm doing, folks. Beautiful people. At the moment, I will be getting into the garden a little bit. And doing a few things before it gets too hot. So, but they reckon El Nino is going to be around for a while. So I don't know what sort of summer we're going to have. I'm hoping it's not going to be too hot, but we've had some really hot days here in Australia. And And I imagine that, yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer. Everyone's sort of split between it's going to be so hot to no, it's going to be raining. It's going to be quite nice. Most of the time, it'll just be, sort of overcast and coolish. And then some are like saying, yeah, but then because in science, if you have something warm, I think I've said this, like two ice cube trays, one's warm and one's just room temperature, and you put them in the freezer, the one that is warm will freeze quicker. So I'm not sure how the weather's going to go with that, whether we have some really, really hot days and then it gets really, really cold because of this, this cooling system mechanism thing that goes on. I don't know what the words are. I try to think of words. I'm really trying hard, and I'm using really small words because my brain is still trying to catch up with my thoughts. And so I've learnt to just use smaller words, try not to get too explicit with larger words because, my brain just can't think of them quick enough to articulate them and to bring them out fast enough for you to get them. Otherwise, I'd be going, oh, what was that word? Oh, it's such and such. I can't remember. Oh, it's the word that, if you're doing this, it's that. I don't want to do that. I just want to say something simple. All right, so I'm going to go. I hope you enjoyed that little video this morning, and I'll catch up with you another time. So, yep, God bless, cheers, and yeah, whatever you're doing, smile and enjoy it. Oh.